For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manns, and it's time for your daily dose of the doctor. Let's take a look at a Baltimore Chop opening gap in DVA, DVA Incorporated. This one very atypical. The 2 standard deviation opening gap landed it within the pivot lines, and that makes for a rather interesting trade since we had a pivot in the way of our move back down into the range. So we see here that in the third bar of trading on the session, we had the deepest bar of our pullback in the 2SD gap. That gave us an entry right below that 65.51 level, and look at that, it leaves you with a 65.41 roadblock when you get down to that support at the overhead resistance line, right? Because this is R1, resistance 2, but in our case, since we're coming from above, it's support. So what we're going to do is take the entry on that trade, leave ourselves a stop right up above that range at 65.65, and take our chances that we're going to get a bounce off the pivot, because we're still looking for that statistic to work in our favor and pull us back down into this range from the morning, and that gives us the potential for a profit target down at $65.18. Julie marked this one in the room if you were there, down at 65.08, right? Down around this 65.10 level, 65.08 level. I'm sure you remember that from this morning. But 65.18 represents the close of the first bar of trading, and a very logical place to put a profit objective, primarily because of this. We see that on the right side of the chart, volume by price gives us an indication that there is going to be serious support right around that close of that first bar of trading. That wound up being the case over the course of the session. That became support and resistance as time moved on. $65.18 winds up being a very logical profit target for this trade and gave you a very solid reward to risk ratio. You had 14 cents of potential loss, 33 cents of potential gain. If you got stopped out on the wiggle in the room this morning and you took a fractional gain on this one, then just remember it's always better to play these exactly by the book and just take your lumps sometimes, right, when they come back and close you out at break even, rather than trying to lock in just a couple pennies. Just so you know, the original target that Julie called in the room, 65.08, the stock wound up spending most of the day right there. That, once again, was influenced by a bunch of volume right around that price level. This is all good stuff to keep in mind going forward. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, adrian@traderinsight.com. I hope you had a great trading day today and an even better one on deck for tomorrow. The best trader education anywhere, only from traderinsight.com.